The next competency we're talking about is delivery of student services. This competency essentially talks about the work we do as student affairs professionals. I define success in student affairs as influencing the students I serve positively and motivating them to get the most potential out of themselves. We serve students. We efficiently serve students with the help of our colleagues from different parts of our institutions. We are the bridge builders that connect students with the support and resources they hope to have. We make connections with the rest of the institution and work toward the same goal of assisting students to their success. We provide students with options to choose from according to their situation. We serve as students or coworkers' thinking buddies so more perspectives can participate in problem solving. We continue to professionally develop and keep ourselves up to date in the most current political and social climate. These are all different ways for us to deliver our services to students. I think this competency demonstrates our ability to apply what we have learned to our work. Through my research and assessment course, I learned about social sciences research. I explored the existence of epistemological racism and possible actions we can take as researchers and assessors in terms of minimizing our racial biases when conducting research. We need to keep in mind that people have different perspectives because of their cultures and experiences that are potentially racist. Therefore, we should bring epistemological racism into the light so that more people are aware of it in order to put an effort in minimizing it. I learned about steps involved in the process of designing and developing a survey instrument in which may include focus group discussions, drafting questions, detect flaws, individual cognitive interviews, putting questions into a survey instrument, and pre-testing using an approximation of proposed data collection procedures. I learned about the art-based research method through the article Method Meets Art-Based Research Practice. The author Levy describes art-based research practice as a set of methodological tools used by researchers across disciplines during all phases of social research. Levy stresses that the art-based research is not about coming up with new ways to do research, but utilizing the tools to reshape our knowledge building and transmission practices. So instead of typical academic or imperial research articles, arts-based researchers represent their study and findings in creative ways such as dance, music, painting, film, etc. This method of research does not focus on creating good pieces of art, but using the creative representations to ask social science questions and address educational problems. I think this is a great way for student affairs professionals to present our research, as it's more audience-friendly and less complicated for the general public to grasp the goal of our research. Since my area of specialization focuses on international student services, my final paper in this course, Understanding International Students' Refusal to Socially Connect with Domestic Students, looked at the relationship challenges that international students encounter due to culture shock, low English language efficiency, marginalization, and oppression, which all negatively impact their decision-making when socializing with domestic students. I practiced creating learning and program outcomes for a program I designed to assist international students who do not speak English as their first language, ease their stress in communicating with English speakers by creating an opportunity for international students and domestic students to interact outside of classrooms. Thus, the environment will be more comfortable and relaxing to socialize with one another. By interacting with domestic students who have interests in learning about the languages and countries of origin of international students, learning becomes a two-way process which imposes a positive environment for all students. I also demonstrated the similar concept in my globalization course. My final project, Internationalization Plan Proposal, explained the fact that international students get stressed out when communicating with people in English because they're afraid of misunderstanding others or being misunderstood, as well as being discriminated against by native English speakers. I proposed a language buddy program that would pair international and domestic students and set specific goals for the pairs to interact with each other, such as teaching each other to cook dishes from their cultures or sharing music from their homes. I plan to use what I've learned from research and assessment and globalization courses to create better program and learning outcomes for my students and for my department. One way I can do this in my current role as a graduate program student services support coordinator at Arizona State University is to design and develop a survey instrument that is suitable to gather information regarding students' satisfaction rate of their experience during their time at ASU. In this role, I share with a few colleagues the responsibility to collect and analyze incoming students' work experiences as well as their educational backgrounds that would be used for students' program applications as well as their course enrollments. I found it challenging to manage the same document with others because we have not set a standard for labeling or organizing. The data Excel form looked chaotic with different color codes from different people. We were also creating conflicted copies of the document on Dropbox because sometimes we were editing the document at the same time without knowing that someone else was also editing the document. So I brought it up to the team that we needed to figure out a unanimous way to edit the document so that it's easily understandable by everyone accessing the file. I also suggested two ways to solve the issue of creating conflict copies of the document. We would either double check with other team members before we start editing it, or we could create a sign-up sheet that that we can put in time when we need to edit the document. We ended up adopting the first solution where we would double check with each other on a messaging platform to make sure that we were only editing it one person at a time. When I was serving as a student care case manager intern, I had the opportunity to participate in the planning phase of upgrading the student care webpage to make it more simple, as our office often helps students who are overwhelmed and we don't want to give them too much to click on. We thought about the accessibility of the website for all students, including those who are visually impaired. So we made sure that we don't plan for any videos, images, and words to overlap with each other. In this role as a student care case manager intern, I was also responsible for monitoring TextLine, which is a tool that we have for anyone that would like to reach out and would prefer to send us a text. While not being able to see who is on the other end of the line, I was able to apply knowledge of diverse audience in my communication with individuals through TextLine by being aware of various identities and communication styles these individuals might have. From these experiences, I learned the importance of staying organized as a team and making sure that everyone within the team is on the same page to achieve the same goal. I also think that we should always be conscious about different backgrounds that belong to each unique individual that we interact with. Even if you might have had similar experience as a student you're talking to, you should know that you will never be able to completely understand what they're really going through because of the differences in your cultures, education, and other factors such as how you were raised. Overall, I think this competency speaks about one's ability to apply what they have learned to their work and the efforts they put in to help improve the programs and services within their institution. Moving forward, I plan to continue to develop this competency by learning about more research and assessment methods that center around diverse populations. I will also continue to learn from others' lived experiences by engaging in meaningful conversations with them.